Go to the Ashanti region, because just when we thought that the police had given indications that the days of armed robbers terrorizing residents were over, no, horror has hit the people of Bosomtwi. The Kuntenase police in the Bosomtwi district have launched investigations into yet another robbery incident in the Ashanti region, in which an official of the Food and Agriculture Ministry was shot dead. Joseph Bartweneboa was shot in the presence of his wife and children at a Bontem news site last night. The three armed men also inflicted wounds on three of the deceased children and assaulted the wife before bolting with laptops, mobile phones, and an unspecified amount of money. We can now speak to Insure FM's Ohimhen Teria. He has been to the scene and joins me online with details. Ohimhen, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, Francis.
Must be very difficult, the story of this man being shot in the presence of the wife and children. What's happening at the family, at the house of where this happened?
Yes, Francis, it's been wailing all day as residents and loved ones drove to the scene to at least to confirm what they have been hearing about the demise of the late Joseph Bartweneboa, who I'm told is an official and indeed a senior official of the MOFA unit in Kumasi. People are yet to come to terms as to how a man who was full of life, even on his way from office to home, he stopped on his way, greeted people, shared, exchanged some pleasantries with them before he left, and few minutes later, news of his death spread like wildfire in the community. So it has been a very difficult day for residents of our Bontem news site in the Bosomtwi district of Ashanti.
Ohimhen, for this area you speak of, Abontem news site, is this another developing area like the example we saw last week where the policeman was shot?
Yes, Francis, it's the same. It's almost in the same fashion that the policeman was shot, the late Corporal Frank Esau, and two other robbery incidents that we recorded in the Ashanti region, which also led to the death of two other people. So it's believed that the same group that has been operating, and their modus operandi is that they come on foot, lay ambush or trade their victims to their residential apartments, and that is where they struck. For instance, yesterday's incident, I was told the three young men, before the incident, were seen in the vicinity. They were in top black, in black tops, with a bag just at their back, and they hover around the vicinity until the late bar returned from office. So as he entered his house, that is where they accosted him and ordered him to bring all the money in his possession. Yes, I would say that indeed is the same modus operandi. The area is very bushy, it's being developed, and it has most of the plots of land being not developed. So the moving from one house to the other, in between these houses are bushes, and you need to scale through the bush before you'll be able to locate the next house.
I mean, for this area you speak of, is this the first time that we're seeing such an incident happen in that area?
Yes, it's the first time for residents of our Bontem news site, and that is why they are shocked and traumatized, because for some of them have lived in the area for almost 5 years or 10 years, and they have not experienced such a thing before. So yes, it's the first time they are recording such an incident.
And for the children and the wife of this man who's had to die in such a dramatic and very horrific fashion, how are they receiving this news? Beyond the crying, how are they trying to get back to life?
Francis, it's been very difficult, especially for the woman, because I was told by a police officer that indeed the woman, according to the account that she gave to police, she was assaulted because she couldn't control herself after the husband had been shot, and the robbers ordered her not to cry in order not to attract other people to the house. So indeed, she's been traumatized, and even when at the time the police went in this morning and asked her to go for some of personal belongings and leave the crime scene. Imagine what happened. She went in there, picked an empty bag without anything in the bag, meaning that indeed the woman is traumatized, and she actually at that time didn't know what she was up to. So indeed, it has been a very difficult moment for them. And for the 3 children, the man left behind 6 kids. 3 of them were injured as the robbers shot their father. So they were sent to the St. Joseph Catholic Hospital at Jachipram, so where they were treated and discharged. And this morning too, they went for review under the escort of a police officer. So it has not been easy for them at all.
Now, we've already mentioned that the police have begun investigations. Do they have leads on who these individuals who shot this man will be?
It's difficult for police, but what they do know is that the same group of armed robbers who have been terrorizing residents in the past 1 month or so, they have succeeded in killing 5 people. So they suspect that indeed it's the same group. But when I spoke to the Kuntenase District Commander, ASP Siama, what he indicates that it's difficult to even have a clue of the men who perpetrated the act. But he believes that if they had gotten to the place earlier yesterday, probably they could have succeeded in arresting the people involved. He talks about difficulty in locating the place because of the bushy nature of the environment, and at the same time, they were not given the right information so that they'll be able to locate the house early. So he says, yes, police will investigate, but he also wants residents and the general public in general to also volunteer information to the police.
All right, thank you, Hemingtavia, for those details. Very sad story coming from that area. And this will be about the 4th or 5th incidents we're learning now from the Ashanti region. We know that incident where the policeman was shot in his car at the open space hotel at Ditcham, so I beg your pardon. And then there are other 3 incidents that have been recorded in the Ashanti region. What's happening? What's the police doing to address this? We'll try and get them on the line and get a response as to how people in these areas should also protect themselves, because indeed, in times like this, you can't be too sure who will be trailing you home or even attacking you when you're home at night. We'll bring you on the story later on. We'll go for a quick break. When we'll come back, we know that JUSAG have called off the strike, but what does that mean for us? How did we come to this point? What is next in terms of all the cases that have had to be put on hold during the period within which JUSAG decided to withdraw their services? Details of that and more after the break. Stay with us.